So why don't we look at some myths why you might not pick VCE accounting in the first place. So I think the first myth is I need to be really good at maths. That's actually wrong. You only need basic arithmetic in VCE accounting. There's no mathematical formulas or functions. All you need is addition, division, subtraction, and multiplication. And I can promise that so much that in the SACs and the exam, you're only allowed to have a basic calculator. You can't have a graphics calculator. They're actually banned, and that's fundamentally because you don't need them. We don't need advanced mathematical calculations. Another myth, I need to have studied accounting before in order to do Year 12 accounting. That's false. There is no prerequisite subject for Year 12 accounting. Now at Trinity Grammar, we offer an accounting subject in Year 10, so the kids hopefully flow into Year 11 and then Year 12, but it really doesn't matter. We take kids who haven't done the Year 10 subject and they pick it up in Year 11 and it's no problem. We assume that you don't have any knowledge. And furthermore, every year we have kids who don't even do it in Year 11, they start in Year 12. That's perfectly normal. We have a lot of kids doing that. You can pick up accounting easily. Once you've got the fundamentals, the rest of the year is just about applying them. So it's not a subject that you need to follow through from Year 10, Year 11 into Year 12. What is really interesting though is that if you do want to study commerce at TAFE or uni afterwards, accounting is going to be real important. So if you go to Melbourne Uni and do a Bachelor of Commerce, their first year accounting subject is accounting reports and analysis. Go to Deakin, do a Bachelor of Commerce, you've got another accounting subject. Go to La Trobe, do a Bachelor of Business, an accounting subject. RMIT, the same. Monash, the same. All the universities and the TAFEs are the same. If you're going to study commerce at some point later on, you're going to have to do accounting, and it really helps to have had the knowledge before you get to university. Another myth, accounting isn't a scoring subject. That's all about scaling. Now, we don't have time in this video to explain how scaling works. Let's just have a look at some important numbers though. So in every VCE subject, you're going to get a score out of 50. Now you can see that for accounting, the mean or average score out of 50 every year is there. What's interesting is that in 2014, it's gone up significantly. Accounting is becoming a much more difficult subject, but that's only, it's not a negative. That's a good thing, because what happens is once we've mastered it, and you will if you take it in our course using our resources, what's most important is that now if I get a 20, in the past that used to get scaled down 1 to 19, whereas last year it stayed at 20. If I get a 25, it now stays at 25, whereas in 2011 and 12 it went down to 24. If I get a 30, what was interesting is that, remember, the mean was always 30. You can see the mean was 30 for these 3 years, and when you got 30, you stayed at 30. Well, since, given that we're a little more of a difficult subject than we used to be, it's gone up. And if I get a 30, it's now getting scaled up to a 31 based on last year's data. Even better, if I'm above average in accounting, and we'd all like to think we're going to be above average, if I get a 35, most years that becomes a 36. If I get a 40, it becomes a 41 based on past data. If I get a 45, it's a 46. And if I get a 50, well, a 50 is a 50 no matter on the subject. So long story short, what do we know? We know that accounting is a scoring subject. They're all scoring subjects. You pick the subject you want to do. Don't pick it based on scaling. But I think it's good to know that if I'm an average accounting student, I'll probably keep my score or maybe get scaled up 1. But if I am above average, I'm going to get a little bit of a bump up with accounting. So that dispels the myth that accounting isn't a scoring subject. Probably the biggest myth. I'm not going to do accounting because it sounds boring. Other people will say it's boring, and I'm not going to study at accounting at university or TAFE or go and work in accounting anyway. That's the biggest myth. That's the one that probably bugs me the most. Whatever profession you do, you're going to need a background in accounting and finance. E.g., if I'm going to own my own business, go into banking, be a lawyer, stockbroker, trader, engineer, go into marketing, advertising, PR, retail, sports management, any of these things and many, many more, you're going to need a background in accounting. All we're going to do in Year 12 is give you that background. You don't need to continue studying it if you don't need to, but you'll get skills that you can use for the whole of your business career.